Hey guys, Captain Boldick with you, 2-3 Infantry Physical Therapist. This is video number 10 in our How to Build a Home Gym series. Today we're going to talk about organization and the importance of having an organized and efficient space when you're creating your home gym. What you see here, I'm sitting on a pretty heavy duty shelving unit. I'm over 200 pounds and it is not even moving. So I can put a lot of my equipment on here, my slam balls, weight vests, things like that. And it utilizes that vertical space. So having a shelving unit or two can be really helpful in getting that equipment out of your gym area and stored in a place that you can access it pretty easily. So having said that now, we also want to take advantage of that space up high that is out of the way of our head and that we're not going to bang our head on equipment. So for example, these bands. There's pipes that run across just using what's already built into this system here. We've already talked about the dip attachment. Okay, that's nice and high and out of my way. We've got a couple other pegs that you can put on the system here, and now I can store my bands. I can store wrist wraps. So examples there. Here's another example of a shelf. Underneath my TV, I've got now compartmentalized storage. So for speakers, DVDs, things like that, it's really nice and easy. Now you also want to have a strategic location of your equipment. So everything here is well thought out in terms of its placement. So for example, this plate storage right here, this is here so I can load my belt squat and unload it very easily. I can load and unload my deadlift area very easily. So that's a good strategic location. This belt squat is an example of a not so strategic location for a piece of equipment. Unfortunately, I'm limited in my space here, but ideally I would put this on the back side, out of the way. That would open up this space here and just make it a lot easier and less congested through here. Now another option, if you have space issues, is that you can buy something known as the strip, and that's this right here. I didn't take it out of the box yet, but what it is essentially is a vertical upright that's about 3 feet in length. So I can bolt it to the wall. I could put one there and another one here, for example, and put plate storage attachments on. So now, if this is a dedicated deadlift area, I can just load and unload real easily. Or I could put another one up here, for example, and I could either store a couple of different attachments there and just grab them as I need them, or have a dedicated area that my dip attachment is on and that I don't have to relocate every time I want to use it. So a lot of options there, but the strip is a nice piece there if you are starting to run out of room. Now if you come over here, we've got the timer. You've probably seen that in the videos. This is a great organizational tool. This morning, for example, I used the count up feature because I didn't want to wear a watch. So during that Friday competition, I didn't want to have this thing banging around and keep time that way. So instead, I just did the count up feature, and I always knew where I was at in terms of the timing in regards to the workout. But there's also other options with this timer. There's a count down feature, interval timer with kind of work to rest ratios that you can program in. There's a Tabata timer, fight gone bad timer. So there's a lot of different features with that. But it's just nice to have, especially with group sessions. If you've got a group going and you're organizing your circuits based on time. This whiteboard is another great organizational tool for you. You can put down a lot of information onto it. You put your programs on there. Whatever circuit that you're going to do or exercises that you're going to do. I like to put down and write down ideas when I read an article. I may read an article about Poliquin clusters, for example, and what they are and what the parameters surrounding those are. And I'll just write that down. And then if I'm doing a strength day on bench, for example, I'll say, hey, let's try that today. Or these wave protocols, contrast protocols, Carl Miller clusters, 5x5. I've got a lot of information that I can now create my workouts with. So that's what I like to use it for. So a lot of different uses for that. And it's been a great asset here in the gym. Now another thing is it would be nice, but again, I'm not gonna drill holes in these walls, but having mirrors is a nice feature, especially if you're new to exercise and working out. It's always good to get that feedback. Make sure you're doing exercises correctly. Mirrors also open up the space. Okay, give it more of an open feeling, especially if you're kind of in a dungeon setting. So they are great. I've got a clipboard here, and again, I can store workouts there. I've used it here to kind of organize my thoughts with this video series, so it's been great for that. So that is going to wrap it up. That's how to build a home gym in 10 videos. Now you have access to over an hour worth of footage that you can use as a resource and go back and look at some of the other videos if you are really interested in the market in building a home gym. So I hope you've enjoyed the series. Thanks for watching.